Hey traders, it's Ryan from theprivatebanker.com. So just going to do a quick update for some of the Forex markets. So at the beginning of the week, I mean, the main theme was holding this balance on the dollar. I mean, some things to take into consideration is we've seen this upper balance now. Last week we see that sort of spike into a new high, and we found no buyers then. We found a seller and we dropped back into balance. And obviously the main hypothesis then was to auction back to the other side of the current bell curve of this balance, and that's exactly what it did. And this week we opened up at the low of the range, and we held an inside week. So the first objective was to see if we could find a buyer, and we could see again rotations back up into the range. And for the last 2 days we've seen this slow 2 day grind higher. And then yesterday we found a seller, so that kind of changed the auction process for the week. On the dollar and obviously on the adverse markets, which I'll run through in a minute. So at the moment we are expecting a new low on the week and a possible test, or we are expecting a test below last week's low now, most likely, and obviously very clear levels to test below this, being this sort of this 892 level here. So and that will be where there'll either be a longer term bullish long-term bull active in the market here, or we'll see a change in this whole market structure and a potential reversal underway on the dollar index. So yeah, that's just something to consider here. But again, on the week, we're just seeing balanced two-way trade now. But I mean, like I said, the auction has kind of changed. I mean, first of all, we had that this is the week we had that sort of long auction, and the market came back into value, and we tried to start to find buyers, and you can just see that we had this lower volume built on the week, and we kind of exploded higher, searching for a new seller. So then the value came back in on the week, showing potential two-way trade and value migration back in. But then we found this seller yesterday. We came back into value, the two-way trade come back into the market, and then what does the market do? We just see rotation from one side of the curve to the other. So now all we're going to do is we're going to wait to see whether the market's going to break down. We're going to see an imbalance in the rest of the week. We still have 3 days left on the week, or whether we're going to continue to see two-way trade here. But from what we can see on the other time frames, mostly the year. I mean, if we look at the year, just give me 2 seconds. I mean, we came in yesterday, and we came in and we held the developing value area high in the year. It's the first time we've actually tried to hold it in the correct context, and so now we held that the higher of the inside of the developing value. I mean, we're expecting reversions back to the mean, and possibly even a destination trade to the other side of this distribution. But I mean, this is one area that stands out. This very low volume node here into that 900 area, and obviously we've got that huge volume cluster below that the market was trading in and found fair prices in before. So if we do break away from this upper curve, then obviously the expectation is obviously to come back and test this curve and potentially trade two-way balance, test the low, and then either then we see the next context develop for the year pretty much. So again, that's just what we're seeing at the moment. I mean, like I said, on the Friday we posted on Twitter that the expectations for the week off of Sunday night was for balance, and we positioned ourselves for balance on the pound and on the euro off this high on Friday, and the market started to auction down, but we just met buyers, and it was very clear through the volume distributions that we've been looking at. And so we closed the short exposure yesterday, and when we came in the market and we're looking for longs today, and we started to execute off the top of Vwap this morning. So now we're looking for longs in the market. As you can see, we broke out this distribution. We're in a breakout market now. So the market now will auction higher until we find a potential seller to do the next fair business on this time frame. So just like I said, how the auction process works. But so yeah, just a quick update here. I mean, I'll show you some of the. I mean, every day, I mean, me and my partner and a couple other people, we run through potential scenarios. I mean, so this is what the euro US dollar. So this is what I was expecting on the euro US dollar. We came in at that lower balance. We've fallen through the curve, and we're looking for longs from Vwap up to the extreme of this upper curve here. So let's have a look at the current euro on this week's trade. And so as you can see, we came back in. We held this lower balance here. The trade location was this green dot here. This is where we were looking for our. This is where we were leaving resting limits in the market to buy. The market came down, tested that area exactly to the point, and we're seeing buy side expiration now. And again, the first sort of major target area is the edge of this LVN up here at this 10900, 9000. I'm just going to quickly look. I'll just run through. Just 2 seconds. I've got so many charts up. We'll look at the GDP. So this is euro dollar. Just saying we didn't like this volume build up here, but again, that's where the trade location was from. This is the US dollar. So again, this is what we're looking at. Is we held that inside of the developing value on the year. So potentially looking for this sort of sweep down now to this lower distribution cluster. So I have to see what happens. Have to monitor the auction, but that is definitely the current agenda for the market now. See what else we got. So this was the GDP USD. So again, we auctioned down. It's very, very similar to crude oil, but the market auctioned down. I'm not going to go through the macro time frame, but we found a buyer off here of a longer term higher time frame support. See this huge spike. I believe that was FMC minutes. And the market auctions back down. We attempt to see a break. We liquidate any buyers that are in here that are weak. And the market has this very, very quick V-shaped recovery, and the market starts to balance at the higher the bracket. We start to see a balance coming in, volume coming in. We've got that lower balance on the curve. We've got the lower balance, and you can see volume dried up. So now we're looking for mean reversion destination trades back to these areas here. I mean, obviously we've got this upper distribution on the year now, but I mean the first major area is the green circled area, and obviously to test the high of this engulfing bar that we've been trading in for quite a long time on the euro, on the GDP, on the pound cable. And obviously there's this low volume excess area. So as soon as we come back into the distribution curve, then obviously we're expecting possible test of this LVN, and we go from there regards what we're going to do. This is the US dollar. So again, we had that auction high spike at the top. The market came back in. We positioned ourselves for balance in the market to test the high. Very, very poor auction this week. The market started to reverse. So we came back. We tested this high volume node on this current upper curve here, and now we're expecting sellers to push the market back down to this 900 area. So anyway, again, this is what we're just discussing. I was going through last night with some of my traders, and so I just thought I'd update you that. I mean, you can see the thought process on what we're doing here and how we're looking to position ourselves, and why we're positioning ourselves the way we are around market change. I mean, it's very, very simple. I mean, this was the auction off the high last week, and we came in, we just started to build volume here. I mean, that's not good. We don't want to be building volume here, and it was all great if we was building volume here. We wanted to see a disconnect through this area here, especially the LVN from this upper curve, from the auction from the high to the low to the high, but we couldn't. The market just couldn't auction through it. We started to see volume coming in yesterday, and where buyers were meeting sellers, so buyers were absorbing sellers, so they were showing a buy side interest in this upper curve here. And then what happens is all of the sellers get too short, they get liquidated, and now we're seeing a potential change undergoing in the market now. So very, very interesting what we do here. To me, like I said, we have definitely seen quite a big shift in the current higher time frames at the moment. It's developing through it's almost a bottom up approach we're looking at here. The migration through the bottom up approach. When we do a top down and a bottom up approach, I mean, if you don't know what the top down and bottom up approaches are, then obviously all the information is on the Private Banker forum and in the education that we provide. So anyway, I hope you all enjoy this analysis, and you all do very well this week. And as usual, any questions, please do not hesitate to ask.